Hi, I'm Cathy. I'm from Central Ohio, and I'm one of the web pastors for Birdie's Dynamic Love Church. And we are still, even at 12:30 at night, having people request to join it, and that makes me so happy because for years I've prayed that people would hear this message of grace and that they would be gathered together somehow where we can join together and fellowship with each other once again, because I knew that there were so many people out there who either weren't hearing it at all, they weren't hearing the good news, or they had heard the good news, but they now were just without a church. They didn't have any, and right now I'm hearing it from so many people. The story's the same, that people are without a local church. So they're just sitting at home alone. And the fellowship that they do have is us, is with each other. And we've been having so much fun. So anyway, I just want to say I grew up on the message that if I do X, Y, and Z, then I can be a good person, I can please God, and I can have the things that I've always dreamt of. And I grew up with that message, and I pastored for 10 years and taught that message that, God has his part that he does, that he gave us Jesus, and now you got to do your part. And it just led me into more and more frustration. I felt so distant from God, even while I was pastoring. And people would come to us for answers. And God is good. And he'll show up wherever he can and do whatever he can. But I always felt that, something wasn't right. And certainly now I know what it was, that I always felt there is just something wrong with me. Something is wrong because I could never measure up. I could never qualify. I could never get it all right and feel close to God, feel that he loves me, feel that, be sure that he loves me, feel at peace with him, you know. So I was kind of like walking on eggshells all the time with God, and I was insecure with everybody. And then I heard grace. I heard it from a couple pastors, and I heard it from Bertie Britz. And when I first saw him in person in North Carolina, my daughter and I were just going nuts. She had a notebook and she's just like writing everything down. She's like, we got to make sure we have a babysitter tomorrow and the next day so we can hear Bertie every minute, you know. And what Bertie was preaching that just changed my life was that it's because of what Jesus has done that you are. It's because of what Jesus has done that you have absolutely everything you could ever imagine. And when that hit me, everything changed for me. And now I can't go back to anything else. I can't go back and listen to anything but that, but the good news. And so I understand why people are sitting at home and they don't have a church. And that's why Bertie has opened this church so that we can all join together. And I just see God just gathering his family back up. Already today, there are guys in Asia. I can't remember where it was. And they're like, well, what town do you live in? Do you live close enough? Can I drive there? And people in the United Kingdom, somebody's in London and someone's in another town, and they're talking about how they can meet halfway. I've driven, I can't tell you how many times to meet up with people in North Carolina and met people there in Bertie, met people in Knoxville. Actually, everybody's got to go to Terry and Henry's in Knoxville and enjoy Terry's cooking and sit around and talk about grace. So, for now we drive, and for now we are online and, just doing the best we can to share with each other. And God is blessing it immensely. And I really see that this is going to be, where people can finally get together